Trump in some ways was his own accelerator. He accelerated trends that were already happening. And he was more blunt and brutal about it. But there was a gathering consensus in America that you needed a different policy toward China, and it needed to be a tougher policy. And I think what the Biden administration will try to do is first go to the European Union and try to come up with a common position that the US and the EU can agree on, probably include Japan in that as well, and then go to China. And that is a smarter and more sensible way to approach it. There is no way to create and sustain an open global world economy without having China have a very important seat at the table. So I think they recognize that. The danger here is that there's so much hostility and mistrust on both sides, and there's so much political, the political dynamic is to be tough. So Taiwan did not handle SARS very well, but it learned from that mistake. It learned that it had to act early. It had to not trust the information coming out of China, from mainland China. It had to implement bans, and it had to centralize control so that it could make decisions very quickly. You have achieved this success in the pandemic, even though you do not have a very large government and you do not spend a lot on healthcare. You achieve extraordinary results with healthcare, with spending that is as a percentage of GDP, 1/3 of what the United States spends. Taiwan is one of the lowest expenditures on healthcare. You really work your doctors very hard, maybe too hard. And maybe that is not sustainable in the future. But it's also a very good, elegantly designed system. Which is the populism in the Western world, which says close things down, and the rise of China. And then you have an easy way to understand how you are going to end up with a much more hostile set of relations between the two richest countries in the world, the two most powerful countries in the world. And as you say, Taiwan is right in the middle of this. But I think that the most important challenge for you will be to, you are a democracy. And so public passion is important. So the leaders at every level in Taiwan have to be particularly careful. It's a little easier to be strategic. The most important thing for you to do is to focus on the welfare of your people, to make sure that you are thinking about that more than symbolism and slogans and gestures. You have an actual country that you have built, and you have created this extraordinary miracle, as I say. And so you want to make sure that you do what you have to do to preserve that miracle. And some of that will involve a balancing act.